beauties, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Yemi, and this channel is all about inspiring you to own your life, live up to your potentials, and to be your best self. Around this time of the year is when I like to plan and prep for the coming year, around November, December. And I know there are a lot of videos out there that help you through the goal planning process, help you to set achievable goals for the coming year. But I feel like prepping, preparing, reflecting, planning for the goals is the most important part of the process, and I feel like questions help you to do that properly. So I just want to share 5 questions. They're simple questions, but they're very powerful questions that you can use when you are preparing for the coming year. These are the questions I used to prepare myself before I started to write down the goals and everything. These are the things that I do, the questions I ask myself that puts me in the zone. So I just thought to share them with you guys. So if you're interested, please definitely keep watching. But before I go into the questions, I want to remind you guys of the ebook, The Smart Girl's Guide to Freedom, A Smart Girl's Guide to Freedom. It's an ebook for young women, millennial women, just like you, just like me. The book helps you gain clarity on who you are, redefine yourself, discover your unique assets, discover your uniqueness, and leverage your uniqueness on your journey to freedom, on your journey to living the life that you desire. Okay, so there's a discount going on right now. If you are interested in the book, which I really hope that you are interested, okay, please check the description box for the link to purchase the book, to download your copy. All right, thank you. So now let's get into the video. So I'm going to go ahead and share the questions with you guys, the 5 simple questions you need to ask yourself before you set your goals for 2022 or for the new year. Okay, so the first question you need to ask yourself before you start setting your goals is, where am I? Okay, where am I? And this is not as if you are lost or anything. This is just about taking stock of your position, your standing, where you are right now. Because I feel like taking stock and finding out where you are reveals what you have. And what you have is like the opening stock for your new year, for the coming year. It's like what you start with is what you have to start with for the new year. I'm saying opening stock because that is the concept I learned in accounting. The balance, the closing stock for the previous year or the previous accounting year is the opening stock for the coming year, right? So that's exactly how it is with you. So you want to ask yourself, where are you? Like, what's your current position? Where is your standing in terms of your skills, in terms of your relationships, in terms of your finances? How much do you have now in your bank account? How much cash do you have? What are the skills that you have gotten this year that you can carry over to the following year? What is the level of your relationship? Where you are just shows you exactly what you have and what you can leverage in the coming year. So just in line with that question, where am I, is another question that is like, if where am I is 1A, then this one is 1B. It's still under this first question, okay? And that is, how am I, right? How are you doing? How are you? What's your current state of mind? How are you feeling? There are times that if you check, if you take stock, if you review the year, you may realize that you have a lot of skills now, you have a lot of money in your account, you have good relationship, like you have things going on for you, you have achieved your goals for this year, but then you are spent, you are drained, you are not at this point that you are happy. There are people that at the end of the year, after taking stock, they achieved a lot, but then there's still something missing. Like they're just not happy. They don't feel like they've achieved because there's a disconnection somewhere. Do you want this feeling to continue in the new year, in the next year? Do you want to continue running this race as if no, you just want to keep achieving goals and all of that at the expense of your own sanity, at the expense of other things that you value? So you want to check in with yourself. Where are you in terms of the skills, your position, your standing? Take stock of everything that you have, you've achieved, and just know your opening stock for the year, the things that you have to start the year with, and also check in with yourself. Make sure that you are the right frame of mind for the coming year. Okay? So the next question to ask yourself before you set your goals for the year is, what am I grateful for? What are you grateful for the year 2021? Okay, before you go write goals, get in the flow, get in the mood, you need to know what you are grateful for this year, the achievements, the highs, the lows, the lessons, and everything that happened in the year that, warrants you to be grateful. You want to know that. You want to know them. And I know that this is a very common question. This is a very popular question. And yes, there's a reason why it is common. There's a reason why it's powerful. A lot of times when you are asked, oh, what are you grateful for? Or even when you ask yourself, what am I grateful for? You're likely to say, I'm grateful for life, I'm grateful for family. Yes, we are all grateful for life. But then what exactly about your life are you grateful for? What exactly about your family are you grateful for? Like, you want to get to the core of your gratitude stage. You want to get to the core of the reason why you are grateful, okay? For example, for me this year, I'm grateful for the privilege and the opportunities that I've had, for the privilege of being able to write a book and sell it and get good reviews from the book. I'm grateful for having to launch a podcast this year, and we have been consistent, a lot of feedback, a lot of questions from the podcast, the Truth and Tales podcast. By the way, you can go and subscribe to the channel. I'm grateful for that, for the relationship I've built, connected with people. I don't know Victoria from anywhere. We connected from this space, That's a new relationship that I made, and we've been able to start something together. I'm really grateful for that. I'm grateful for the speaking opportunities I've had. You guys, I've had 2 opportunities this year to speak to people older than me, people younger than me, and I'm just so grateful for that, aside from my job, okay? I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for my family, the fact that I've been able to do all of this and my family is still intact, I'm still able to achieve the goals for my family. Everything is fine. I'm also grateful for the capacity to be able to handle tough times this year. Honestly, guys, this year is the year that I've experienced panic attack. You guys, I've never experienced this, and it's not because of the things that I'm trying to achieve and all of that. Someone very close to me this year had a major life change, and I didn't even know that it was going to affect me that much. I remember there was a time that I was literally doing, counting 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe. Like, I was finding, like, I don't know, I researched, I Googled, and I realized it's panic attack. And, I was just grateful for that opportunity, for the capacity to be able to handle that situation. I'm really, really grateful for that. You guys, amongst other things, which I'm going to share at the end of the year review, so you want to make sure that you highlight, you list them out. What exactly are you grateful for about your life? How have you spent your life this year 2021 that you are grateful? What are the things that God has done for you, particularly that you are grateful for? You want to make sure that you have them listed out. And this is very important because gratitude relaxes you. When you are grateful for the things that you've achieved, it relaxes you, and it also gives you the confidence that no matter what happens in the coming year, I am capable, I can do this, I can withstand it. So the next question I want you to ask yourself before you start setting the goals for the coming year is, what does God want me to do next year? What does God want me to do in the coming year? And it's very important, okay? It's a very important question. And it's not just because, it is because I am a Christian and I'm a believer, but even beyond that, I feel like this is something that we all need to do. We all need direction. We all need to have clarity of direction. Like, you want to be sure that you are going the right way. It's not about achieving goals, but you want to be sure that your goals are amounting to something. They are leading you somewhere. And I feel like that is the major plan of God for our lives. Everything, the process of our life, everything is just leading us to somewhere, to that big moment, to that big break, to that big platform, that big achievement of our lives. And I feel like God is the one that leads and directs our lives in that direction. So you want to ask for what He wants you to do next year, because our life is a process, right? Everything leads to somewhere, just like I've said. And I remember when I started to take this question seriously was the year I got married, 2015. At the beginning of that year, January, I was still attending the church, the Redeemed Christian Church of God, the Throne Room in Transcorp, in Abuja, Transcorp. In fact, I can still remember the red velvet cake I ate as a second timer, not as a first timer, as a second timer in the church. But anyway, that's besides the point. But my point is that at the beginning of that year, in our church, we had the 7 days, or I can't remember, a fasting and praying program. And I remember the pastor or the person that led the prayer that day said that this year, ask God for direction. Ask God for direction. And then it just hit me. It's not as if that's the first time I've prayed that prayer before, but that particular time it hit me because I had plans, I had goals. I knew I was going to get married that year, but I was really, really asking God for a job. I want a job. I want to make money. I want this. I want that. I want that. You know, I want all my ambitions and my plans to just fall in place before I got married. And I was just under a lot of pressure to have a job, to just get a job, to get something doing and all of that. But then when they mentioned that prayer, it was just like, okay, Yemi, pray for direction, ask God for direction. And it was just like me surrendering and just listening for what God wants me to do that year. And you know, I've not really taken it serious after that, but now I'm more conscious about it, and it's something that since I started to get very intentional in the past few years, that I've been very intentional about praying for direction, what God wants me to do the following year. Honestly, I've been able to achieve all the goals I set for that year. I've been able to achieve all my goals. Even 2020, that was a dramatic year, I achieved all the goals that I set out at the beginning of the year. You know, so asking for direction is something that you really want to do, because nobody knows tomorrow. Nobody knows what the year is going to bring. Nobody knew what 2020 was going to be like when we started the year, when you were planning and preparing your goals for the year. But when you ask God for direction, what He wants you to do, even if there's a pandemic, even if there's a situation in the coming year, even if there is a challenge, you are able to withstand it, because He already equips you with the capacity to do what He wants you to do for the following year. So it's something that you need to really ask yourself for direction. Let God lead you. Let God direct you for the coming year, you know, so that you're not just setting goals that, you know, will be stressful for you to achieve. You're setting goals that God is going to equip you to achieve. So number 4 question, the 4th question you want to ask yourself before you start to set your goals for the coming year is, in what areas do I want to see a significant change in my life next year? Okay? In what areas of your life do you want to see a significant change or an improvement in your life next year? For example, is it in your finances? Is it in your academics, in your career, in your relationship, in your family, you know, in your job? What specific area of your life do you want to see a significant change? Because this boosts your confidence. This helps you when you achieve that change, that improvement. When you're able to improve in that area of your life, it boosts your confidence. It's like a domino factor, you know. And when you're able to achieve that, it makes you know that you can achieve other things in your life. And also, you want to make sure that you pick a specific area or 1 or 2 specific areas of your life, because to achieve one goal, to achieve an improvement, a positive change in your life, it takes time and effort. For example, if you want to improve your finances, if you want to make more money, if you want, you know, to achieve financial freedom, there are a lot of things that you need to put in place that requires your time and your effort. For example, maybe you want to start a side hustle, maybe you want to start a YouTube channel, maybe you want to start selling something, or even if you're doing a 9 to 5, if you're just in 9 to 5, you want to make sure that you gain skills that will make you promotable, you gain skills that will make you do your job better in a way that you're seen, or you gain skills that will attract the kind of jobs that you want, that can help you earn more, okay? You want to increase your earning potential. That's just what I'm trying to say. And it takes time. If you're going to learn a skill, it takes time for you to learn it. It takes money to invest in it. It takes you checking your calendar. You know, if you're going to start a side hustle, it takes money, it takes time, it takes effort to learn about those things and to make sure that you put those things in place to a point that it can actually earn you money. So it takes time to achieve a significant change in your life. Now, how much, so now imagine if you have 1 or 2 places in your life that you're trying to make changes, you know, it just means that you just want to set your priorities. You want to know where you're going to focus your time and energy in the coming year. So you make that your priority. It doesn't mean that other areas of your life will suffer. No, it doesn't mean that but it just helps you to put things in place that will not make other areas of your life suffer. For example, this year I wrote a book, I started a podcast, I still have my YouTube channel, I have a job, I have a family, you know. So I just prioritize. What relationships do I want to prioritize now? Some of my friends will tell you that I'm not always checking up on them, but they already know that I'm in this phase of my life. So they check up on me, and I really appreciate that. That is why I have good people around me, you know. I really appreciate that because they understand that I'm in this phase of my life, that I'm building a brand, I'm building a business, you know. So yeah, they are aware of it. I communicated with them, and I'm facing my priorities squarely. I'm, you know, focusing on the part that I want to focus on, because that's the area of my life that I want to see a significant change. Okay, so you want to make sure that you figure out which area of your life do you want to see a significant change. And even research have shown that human beings, an average human being, cannot make more than 2 or 3. In fact, that article that I saw said 1 or 2, but I'm even saying 3. Okay, cannot make 1 or 2 or even 3 significant changes in their lives per year, because like I said, it requires time and it requires effort and energy for you to make one change. And you don't want to be stressed out trying to juggle and balance so many things in your life. Just have your priority. Know the area that you want to see a change in your life, and then you pick up from there when you achieve that goal. So yeah, just ask yourself, in what area of my life do I want to see a significant change? Okay, is it in my finances? Is it in my relationship? Is it in my communication? Is it in this? Is it in that? Figure that out so that you know exactly what goals to set for the coming year. Okay, so the last question you need to ask yourself before you set your goals for the coming year is, what is the plan to achieve my goals? Okay, what is your plan to achieve those goals? Before you go ahead and start setting big goals, I want to get fit, I want to lose so weight. What is your plan? Okay, you just don't want to go and write things and write down goals for the sake of writing things down, and just making sure you're doing something. What is your plan to achieve those goals? Like, for example, if you say that you want to increase your money, you want to make more money in the year, what is your plan to achieve that? Okay, is it that you want to diversify your income? Is it that you want to get another job? Is it that you want to go and start a business? What is your plan to achieve that? And it's easier for you to think about it ahead of time, because it helps you to set mini goals to achieve those major goals that you have for the year. Okay, so for example, one of my goals for the coming year is to invest in myself heavily. I want to invest in myself, and I'm going to share all of that when I talk about my 2020 next year goals, okay, with you guys. So I want to invest in myself. Now, what is my plan? Which area do I want to invest in myself? If I figure that out, okay, so what is the plan? Where do I get the money to invest in myself? Like, you want to break it down to make sure that this thing is achievable before you go ahead and set it, so that you know that what you're setting is realistic for you. Okay, what is the plan to achieve those goals, so that you break it down, you make it achievable per month, you break it down into mini goals, and then it's just easier for you. Okay, in the next video, I'm going to share how I do my own things, how I set my own goals, like the process of setting my own goals. I'm going to share them with you guys, because when I set my goals, I want to get the resources that will help me to achieve that goals. I'm thinking of the resources, I'm thinking of everything. So I'm just going to share it with you guys in the next video. I just want this video to be about the questions that you need to ask yourself. So as you are thinking, as you are preparing for the coming year, you at least have questions to guide you. And again, I want to remind you about the ebook, because in my ebook, I have a lot of questions that will actually help you to do the work, because the ebook is full of principles that will help you, again, get to that point of freedom, whatever freedom means to you. The ebook has principles, has questions. It's a guide to get you to where you want to be. Okay, so I also want to remind you to download that copy. And if you're yet to subscribe to my weekly newsletter, trust me, I've gotten a lot of reviews about the newsletter, and I'm really grateful to you guys. You guys always put in the effort to give me reviews. Okay, I'm thankful to you guys for all your reviews, and I think I'm more intimate with the people on my newsletter, because I just don't know, I'm just more intimate with those with my newsletter. So if you're yet to subscribe to the newsletter, there's a link in the description box. So there's a free workbook in the description box. Just click on it, I get your email, and you also get a free workbook, right? Isn't that a fair bargain? Anyway, so that's that about that. And if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I also want you to leave your comment down below. What are the questions that you ask yourself before, or what is your planning process? Like, what do you do before you start to write your goals for the new year? Share with me. Let me learn from you guys as well. And if you have any question you want to ask me, any video ideas you want to share with me, please leave them in the comment section. And please don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well. It is girl_2_mom, okay, on Instagram. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'm trying to make this video as fast as possible so that I don't take up so much of your time. But thank you so much for spending your time with me once again. I'm super grateful to you guys.